What's up YouTube, it's Louis here, I hope you're well. I'm back with another Vechain update. I could not believe the support we got on that video. My first ever Vechain video hitting over 1,100 views. Thank you for the support on the channel. I would appreciate you if you could please subscribe as we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers. Basically, all of you are not subscribed to the channel, so I really would appreciate if you could do that. Leave comments down below how you found the channel, or if you're new, or if you've actually been on the channel for a while but just want to hear about Vechain. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you do appreciate this and if you want me to actually continue to make these Vechain updates. So the last time we spoke were about some bullish scenarios, some things that were flipping bullish. The first thing I want to point out, of course, is this downtrend, which we've had since the November last year, so almost 360 days ago. So we can check right here, it took 340 days until we broke out and confirmed it as support. So this trend, let's just check how long it actually lasted before we broke out right there. So it was 328 days, this downtrend, and then on the 340th or whatever it was, we actually managed to flip it into support right there with the CPI data. So this was a fundamental news event that affected the market. So there are two styles of traders. There's technical analysts, which is me. I like to look at the price action, the patterns and whatnot. But there's also news-based traders. Now, the issue with that is you can trade the event. The event might not be what you expected. It might do the complete opposite. But the downfall of it is that it's not giving you a price target. You might know Vechain will go down or cryptos will go down, but it's not giving you a specific price target. This will come from technical analysis. So there are some bearish patterns, but and some bullish ones, and we'll go through them today. But yeah, it does seem that we have broken out of this 300-day plus downtrend and have confirmed it as support with that fundamental news event that actually should have sent price lower than this low and this low. So we can see here that we actually formed a bullish cross on the daily time frame. That's an amazing signal. It means that for the coming weeks and months, we should actually expect further upside for Vechain. But unfortunately, what Vechain failed to do, and this is something, if you're keeping up with the channel and with the quant videos, we need to see quant do this. And Vechain right here is a clear example that you're not out of the woods until you confirm the bullish cross. So yes, you did form the bullish cross, and yes, we did go higher a little bit, but eventually you will come back to this cross. Eventually, I can't give you a date, but eventually I can guarantee you, you will come back down to this cross. You won't come to that exact point where it happened. It's just as price goes up, these moving averages go up, and it's wherever you do actually hold them. You can see we didn't even manage to hold the 20, you went through, and you didn't manage to hold the 55, you went through. So these are the worst signals that you could receive after forming a bullish cross, because this is a major sign that this was actually indeed a fake out. You can see we had a throwback or a fake out, and you retested it as resistance, confirming this bearish cross. Okay, it didn't hit it exactly there, but you were holding this downtrend. Now that you're below the EMAs, you should anticipate continuation. And there you finally got your retest, and you did go lower than this low. So you can see when you hit these EMAs as resistance, you should actually go lower than the low. So we have our low here. We've run into these EMAs and we should go lower. Okay, when we go above them, that means we're bullish, correct? And so that's why we saw the bullish cross, but without confirming it, you've fallen through, having a bearish cross and confirming it as resistance over here. So what should truly happen with that is that price should actually go lower than the final point, the lowest point on the chart. That is the signal of this bearish cross or this failed bullish cross, this market manipulation that we had. So if price should have gone lower than that low, but has not, something is telling me that there's manipulation going on, but in the opposite direction, where in a bear market, we should only expect down and down and down. How do we flip it into a bull market? Something unexpected has to happen, something against what should happen. And this is what we're starting to see, the very early steps. If you've been a follower of the channel, you know the most important update is the Bitcoin update. Although I'm not personally in Bitcoin, and majority of you aren't as well, we know that it's the mothership, it's the motherboard, or whatever you want to call it, the mothership. Whatever happens with crypto is dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is technically bullish, then all crypto should technically be bullish. Now, Bitcoin is holding this specific level. For VeChain, it's 2 cents. For Bitcoin, it's 18.6K. Because we have our low over here and we've run into the EMAs, which is very negative because we're confirming them as resistance. We're not getting above them, confirming them as support to go to the next one, to get above and then go higher as we did over here. You're rejecting it as resistance, which means that actually we should now lose this low down here. We should go lower and keep doing this and going lower and going up and then going lower eventually. That's what you should see from this rejection, because if we just look a few weeks beforehand, that's what happened. You have your lowest body here, you've run into your resistance, and then you close below that, making a lower low, and you went lower than the wick over there. We can go in the past and show you this again. Look over here, we had that bullish cross formed, which is amazing. So we did get that upside. But if you don't confirm it as support, you don't get that continuation like this. What happens is you fall through it and then you lose that lowest point, whether you're looking at the bodies or the wick, you're going to lose them, and you did it over here. So why is that not happening over here with the same sort of structure, similar movements where we did get above the EMAs and form a bullish cross, but failing to hold it, falling back under? Once you fell back under and confirmed this bearish cross, what did you do? You went and lost that low and you closed under it and you went all the way down there. So why is that not happening in this area? Something is happening that shouldn't, or it's just taking so long until it actually does go down. So again, how do we know if it will? You just simply need to wait for a daily close below 2 cents, and that will be your signal we are going down. If you're not too keen on watching the VeChain chart, I'd urge you to follow my Bitcoin updates, and for Bitcoin it's 18.6K. It's a very detailed video about the upcoming volatility on Bitcoin, and that will surely follow on all the other alts as well. So if Bitcoin were to go down to its potential 14K and 10K target, as mentioned in those videos for the last few months, then sorry guys, someone just messaged me and it completely threw me off, one of my students. So 18.6K, yes. So we know that if we're losing 18.6K for Bitcoin, which is this higher low here, which should never have formed, because again, this is the pivot point that sent us up, as you can see. We should have never gone up from here. We rejected this, we should have gone down lower than this. And so that level for Bitcoin is 18.6K. If that's an easier crypto for you to follow, then go and do so. It's, for me personally, when I was learning crypto, I was already studying Forex. I was already mastering Forex. So when I came to crypto, I just realized patterns play out way more than Forex. So that's why I eventually moved over to crypto. But I gained a lot of my confidence through Bitcoin. I found that even to this day, Bitcoin is the easiest chart to read out of all the charts possible: stocks, Forex, and cryptos. Bitcoin, again, it decides where the cryptos are going, and so that's the one that you should really have your main focus on. If that is bullish, technically VeChain is, and that's why you have not been seeing VeChain close below this, because Bitcoin is not allowing that on the Bitcoin chart. So we should expect that VeChain is to do so as well. And you're seeing coins like Quant, like XRP going up. That would only have been possible if Bitcoin were holding that low. Do you understand that? So yes, it looks like Bitcoin and VeChain are doing nothing, but they're like manipulated by, like, they're being manipulated to stay up. They're also being manipulated down. That's what a bear market's about. But it's trying to do something that it's not by holding this low. Again, it should never have happened. And by holding it, you're eventually going to stop one of these suppressions, whether it's the pushing up or the pushing down. One of these are going to burst, basically. And of course, the pressure is down here. And we do have targets to the downside. I will get you the fibs right now. From the low to the high, 1618 at 1.4 cent. And down here, all the way back under 1 cent. That is your 2414 target. That's only going to happen once we're losing that low. If you're not losing that low, which we have not done, then that is not going to happen. We haven't lost that low, so the bearish scenario is not going to happen. As we are above that low, the bearish scenario is not going to happen. So what is? Sideways, as we're seeing, and then eventually upwards, basically. That's what should really happen, and that's further confirmed or with suggestions coming from this trend line break, this over 300-day downtrend being confirmed as support with a fundamental news event that actually should have sent price lower than the lowest low. But because of that pivot point right here that we spotted for you guys on the Bitcoin chart, is this 0.2 cent for Vechain. As long as we're above this, we know that Vechain is bullish. And so when you did come down to attack that low, you ran into this 300-day plus long downtrend and you bounced off it as support. So I would not really be surprised if we now try and come down to it. That is really what should happen. You've created a wick. You now want to try and fill it in to try and break it, to mess your head up, you know, play with your emotions. This is all psychology. So you've rejected this area, which is beautiful. Why don't we play with your emotions? Why don't we come back down here, maybe have a little liquidity grab, and then go back above these EMAs? This is what I would personally like to see in the coming days and weeks for Vechain, okay? So again, amazing if you don't come back down there. You can see there's a built-up area over here, so I can draw a little box over here for you guys. So 2.2 to 2.14 cent. If we can hold above this, then we don't have to go all the way to that final wick at 2.1. Doesn't really matter if we do, but we don't want to see closes again below the psychological level of 2 cents, essentially. That's pretty much it. If we can hold this like a short-term higher low over here, you can see a potential double bottom maybe forming over here. One bottom neckline right there. Second bottom with that CPI data dump. And then you're sort of playing around again. You could even say, oh, this is a little double bottom potentially. Again, you need to hold this low if you want to start breaking outwards, but that's not what should happen. You can see we've got this pressure downwards with these EMAs. Although we broke out of this 300-day downtrend, we haven't broken out of these EMAs yet. And the EMAs, as we were talking about earlier in the lesson, are actually signaling that we should go ahead and lose 2 cents, okay? That's what the EMAs are signaling, but this is what's holding us in the short term, and we know that as long as we're above that level right there, that Vechain is technically bullish. For Bitcoin, that's 18.6k. Go check that out. Let's hit over 100 likes on this video. Let's really push for 5k subscribers, because well over 50% of you are not subscribed to the channel. And yeah, leave a comment down below, follow the Twitter, and finally, if we can hold this and break out of this double bottom, we would be above those EMAs finally, and technically broken out of this 300-day downtrend, but also above the key EMAs, which would then eventually form a bullish cross, confirming that we're in a daily uptrend, which could last weeks to months, as long as that bullish cross is eventually confirmed. You can see that would eventually form some sort of double bottom, which we're seeing across multiple cryptos. And just stay tuned to the channel if you want to see some more updates on Vechain. And of course, let me know in the comments below if you are appreciating these updates. Thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace.